It is Albert Pike that says the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Czars in Russia and making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy the other governments and in order to weaken the religions. So it is by intent. The whole thing with Trump and Bernie Sanders 2020, and it is clear as day that Trump was just an idol for people to worship, because it was by design. Okay, people are waking up and realizing that with Trump's presidency, they are starting to believe that liberalism was better, especially the New Agers and the new people that are cursing Trump with witchcraft and all that, because it honestly is by design. Albert Pike said that making communism rise is going to be the death of religion, and religion will lower and not be non-existent as design. And why do you think transgender issues are popping up? LGBTQ rights, feminism, and all of this stuff. Because they are showing that the world is more theocratic than the world cares to admit. And in come the gays on the side to replace all that. But that is why also racism is rising. It's all there. Donald Trump was there to show us stuff exactly like Nixon. He was the Nixon character, and of course Bernie Sanders is the communist. And nowadays people are confusing communism and liberalism, feminism and all that, and transgender rights. They all kind of lump them all as the same if you pay attention. At the same time, we see groups like the Satanic Temple rising up as a pro-feminine and pro-liberal agenda only. They don't practice magic, they only follow the political advocacy of liberal agendas. So you start seeing that prop up, and of course you start seeing people start flipping out and all that when they start rising the Baphomet statues in Arkansas, and I forgot the name of the other state, but you start seeing that too. So it goes up and it replaces them, the theocratic thing going on with the liberal agenda and all of that, and rise up a new religion. And that is how it's being done, rising up that new religion. And of course you start seeing feminist agendas all over the place, pop stars liking witchcraft and all that. But it is true and remains absolutely true in this modern day and era that anything can be more influential after you get the kids to say, well, into different interests. Then you actually read the statistics. Okay? Not only this, but in 2019, this year, or last year, or earlier this year, the IRS claimed that the Satanic Temple was an official grounding religion. And then you do your proper research into how much paganism has grown since 1990. First, there were only like 8,000 practitioners. 10 years later, there was only 134,000. That is exponential growth. And in 2019, paganism has over 1 million practitioners in the United States. Now, how is this possible, you might ask? Well, honestly, when everything else becomes influential, when everything in the real world becomes influential, then that is the ticket. When you change the microcosm, the smaller world, to make it seem like, oh, the bands are important, oh, this person's influential, just switch that and kind of have people write have journalists write about it, and have influential authors in the system and all of that, and then it'll start gaining traction to the point where, religions of the past become less influential and more problematic, especially since when you have writers say, oh, well, this happened because of the old religion, Christianity and all that. Then you can actually tip and turve what is truly influential to people as a whole. So whether or not, you think the Satanic Temple is IRS approved with their own documentary, that's pretty influential. But having all of these authors and all this, and having in the pagans, and start pagan spiritual groups, that becomes influential. When you actually rise Baphomet statues on political grounds, that is influential. It'll spark, especially since the whole idea of that temple, the Satanic Temple, is the rise of rebellion against the corrupted government. That is influential, and that is how it's really done. How to have more LGBT-approved stuff really does affect the outcome of everything years later. Look how much religious crime has been increased and reported since gay marriage was legalized. Think about it.